I went to Comic-Con last year, so here is a recap of my entire Comic-Con experience as a vendor for the first time. Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Jasmine if you are new here. I recently went to Comic-Con in September of last year, and that was my first time as a vendor, so that was pretty exciting, and I was very nervous to be a vendor. It was an interesting experience. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by me and my website, Art Makes Great Gifts, so if that is something that you're interested in, you can contact me on my website. Just fill out the contact form. Well, a lot of life events happened last year. If you watch my second channel, there is a dog food video slash channel update. It kind of talks a little bit on why I was inactive for a little while. There's a lot of stuff going on, and then you'll be caught up. It's a really short video. In addition to that, I got busy with trying to get healthier. I have endometriosis. I think that's a long story in itself. It does have a little bit to do with Comic-Con, and I'll explain to you in a minute. And I've been trying to just keep on top of that. Last year there was a lot of things that happened just with my health. I've been doing a lot better, plus I got busy with the commission drawing last year. I didn't upload anything for quite a while, for I think 4 or 5 months. I was prepping for Comic-Con, I was working on a client drawing, and then right after Comic-Con ended, I was taking care of my dog Harley until he passed away. And then last month, December, I don't even think I'm gonna have this video up in time for this, but in December of last year, I also lost my other dog, Rocky, and that just kind of put a damper on things, but I'm doing a lot better now. Let's get into the video. Now, I have actually been to Comic-Con before last year. In 2017, I actually went with my mom to do pictures. We got a media pass from the founder of Comic-Con. I contacted her. I ended up buying the other one so my mom and I could both go in and do pictures because my mom's a professional photographer. So we went and tried to like sell her service of photography. We took pictures of a lot of the vendors and people in costumes and handed out cards she took at Comic-Con. So that's pretty much the first time I went there. I was not a vendor. I went to go see also like how things work, what vendors booths look like, how everything was set up, how Comic-Con is run, how many people are there. That's how I think I decided at that point that I wanted to go to Comic-Con at some point. I just didn't know when. But this time a booth was rented, prints and supplies were ordered, and there was a ton of prep work involved. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes stuff, plus you'll see the costumes and some of the decor for the booth, well, for my booth. And I did a little bit of work each day prepping for this so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed, because it was a lot. It's a lot more work than it looks like. It's not just setting things on a table. Here are some of the things that I put together. I bought LED string lights for these little tabletop stands. I used a lot of super glue. Super glue came to be really handy for a lot of the decor that I did. I got this Willy Wonka hat from Amazon. I wrapped purple string lights around or under the ribbon, and then I glued the battery pack to the interior of the hat. Also got this light up bow tie and suspenders, which you can't really see under the costume. I also had these purple sunglasses, and I totally forgot they were in my backpack, so I was not wearing them when my mom took this picture of me at my booth in my Willy Wonka costume. My mom helped me transport everything on the first day, and then my brother helped me on the second day, begrudgingly. I'm not gonna bring as much stuff next time. I learned my lesson. I brought way too much stuff, and I didn't really sell a lot, actually. I only sold 3 prints. I handed out a lot of business cards though, and the traffic to my website did go up. I just haven't really profited directly from that, but maybe people saved my business cards and will visit later, so they have something to still remember that I was there. Because I only had one table, some of the framed work that I brought, like this, I brought this Oriente drawing, and I also brought the Selena drawing, and I brought a lot of framed drawings like this. I actually had to switch them out every hour because the table was small, and I decided to just rotate them so that people passing by could get an idea of my work, and then if they pass by again in a couple of hours, the work was different. Another prop that I sort of made are these giant lollipops, and they're from Amazon, and I bought them used, so they were a lot cheaper. They're made out of styrofoam, and I carved out along the white lines with an X-Acto knife. I glued in a pack of string lights on each lollipop. They kind of look like Willy Wonka-esque, I guess. I also got some iridescent wrapping paper that I had in my work shed. I wrapped that around the lollipops, and it kind of fitted in more with the Willy Wonka theme that I was trying to do on a budget. I bought these little plastic lollipop molds that they hold glow sticks, and they came with a bunch of different color glow sticks, so I assembled those, and then I ended up giving them out to little kids at the end of the first day. eBay. I still have a couple of them somewhere. I ordered about 200 prints plus 2 banners, thinking that I could possibly sell a lot of pieces. I know it was really ambitious. I'm aware of that now. The reason being is this convention was last done in 2019 before the pandemic. 2 of the Comic-Cons were skipped, and what happened was they sold double the tickets this time around. It was ridiculously packed, so that's why I ordered so many prints and brought so much artwork. I thought there was going to be a lot of people, and there were. I brought a bunch of framed drawings, my work doodles, which are these little pencil drawings that I put in cheap frames. I just rotated those around like I said earlier. I also bought these collapsible, well not collapsible, but shelves that you can easily disassemble. Those came in pretty handy. If you look at the picture of my booth, you'll see them in the background holding all the framed stuff. Those are pretty easy to transport. They're pretty easy to set up and they look nice. And one of my framed drawings fell off the shelf and it made quite a commotion, but people around me were like, they're like, oh my gosh, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just embarrassed right now. I'm a mess. Glass didn't break, but I was kind of overwhelmed the first day. I purchased these adhesive backed display stands that I use for the prints. Those are okay. It's just, I wish I wouldn't have put so many on the table because they also fell off quite a few times when I barely bumped it. I probably bumped those 4 times and knocked over almost everything on the table. It was very nerve-wracking and I wanted to crawl into a box. The good thing about Comic-Con, even though I did not really sell much, I only made about $100, is that I was able to display my work publicly and in a cheap way. It's a good way to get your artwork out there if you can't make it into an actual gallery. It was just like having a mini gallery where people could get familiar with my work. I do a lot of pop culture work. I didn't realize until I started going through all of the pieces that I've done in the last 5 or 6 years, and I'm like, wow, I did a lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of cartoons, movies, just yeah. So it was a really good fit for the type of work that I do. I'm going to be more organized about it though, and I'm going to get there a lot earlier. This also was the type of event that allowed me to see how other people see my work. I see my work all the time. I can tell it's a drawing very, very easily, but other people could not tell. I also took that into consideration for the next banner that I make. I'm going to have to put on there that I am a colored pencil artist. People could not tell that the Good Burger drawing was a drawing. They couldn't tell this Oriente piece was a drawing. They thought it was a poster. Toy Story one, a lot of people really liked that. I think the Good Burger one got the most attention. A lot of people were like obsessed over that, and people were walking by my table going, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order? So many people did that on Saturday. But yeah, that was a real eye-opener. When people actually see your work in real life instead of on the internet, it actually looks better in real life. I had to convince people that those are drawings. So I spent a lot of time trying to explain that to people that passed by. I had to put little signs with the price, and I had to write like Good Burger colored pencil $2,000 or Oriente $3,500 colored pencil. I had to put all that on little cards because people could not tell on Friday. So when I came back on Saturday, I had all these little price cards that show that it was something that was hand drawn. I only went to Comic-Con for the Friday and the Saturday. I just didn't have it in me to go on Sunday. I had other stuff to do. We couldn't find parking on Saturday. My brother drove around for over 45 minutes and we left later in the day because I wasn't really feeling well earlier in the day. Otherwise I would have gone there in the morning. But yeah, we could not find a place to park, and he ended up dropping me and my stuff off near where the food trucks are, and then one of my friends, she met me out there and she helped me transport all my stuff. So if it weren't for her, I would have just completely fallen apart and just went home. So she helped me transport my stuff back to the table and helped me set up. She was setting up my stuff while I ran to the bathroom to get into my Wonder Woman costume for Saturday. Her voice travels a lot further than mine. I put her in charge of announcing stuff, so she was yelling, come on over guys, these are colored pencil drawings. And then she's like, this is a local artist, Jasmine, take a card, take a sticker, check out her work. But her voice it's higher than mine, so she really came in handy because people cannot hear me when I am talking. I have a lower register voice. It just worked out, and I'm really glad that she was there that day. On Saturday, another change that I did was I brought this tabletop easel. It's actually for painting, but it holds the weight of the shadow box drawings. And oh yeah, I also displayed my Willy Wonka drawing on there because everything's in glass, so it actually supports the weight of that more than like a regular tabletop stand. So once I go to Comic-Con this year, I'm going to probably be using these or find some smaller metal ones, but that really helped me out a lot. And I totally forgot I had it. And it adds a little bit of character instead of being a plain stand because it's an easel. It has paint all over it. You can adjust the height and it just really worked well, especially for the shadow box frames. And it's tall, so the work that is being displayed is eye level with people. People got to ask me tons of questions. They got within inches of the drawing, especially that and the Good Burger drawing. The Good Burger drawing people were like this close. So we're just gonna talk about my costumes a little bit. On Friday I went as Willy Wonka and I had a bunch of light up accessories, which was cool, but that's what I look like. I got this cool purple long one-piece coat. It kind of looks like there's a vest here, but it's not a real vest. Oh yeah, I bought a purple shirt. It was really hot of a costume though. It's not a good idea to wear a lot of layers in there because I got hot. I was sweating on Friday and I did not bring backup clothes. Remember to bring backup clothes. On Saturday, I dressed up as Wonder Woman. I worked very hard to physically get into shape to fit into that costume, and the costume actually was less sweaty than the Willy Wonka costume. I added Velcro patches to the back so that the costume would stay up when I was trying to tie it because it has a corset backing, and I was trying to get some kind of leverage on that because it was a little bit of a challenge trying to tie it properly. It has invisible straps, which I ended up having to sew into the costumes because the straps were falling. That would have been a costume mishap. So I sewed in the straps, I got Velcro where the corset is so that I was able to tie it. It was actually a pretty good quality costume. It was kind of heavy. The shield, I also altered this shield that I bought from wish.com, and I want to buy another one. I want to buy the other version of the Wonder Woman shield. It has an eagle on it, I think. I added LED lights to that. But yeah, if you guys want me to do a separate video on all the accessories that I altered for Comic-Con, I can definitely do that. I did take a lot of videos of that for sure. I got the Wonder Woman boots from Her Universe. They were on sale and I had to glue down the straps because my calves are not nearly as big as the calf space that the straps allow, and the straps are not adjustable. My only option was to glue them to make them tighter. And when the straps were loose, before I glued them, it was actually really hard to walk in and they made my legs look huge, which I did not want. My friend that was with me on Saturday at my booth, her husband was there and we actually took pictures of each other in our costumes. So this is the picture that he took of me. Well, he took two, but this is the first picture, and then here's the other one that I took because she was like, you need to do the pose, and then I do the pose, the Wonder Woman pose, and she's like, oh my gosh, your face is so serious. There were quite a few supervisors from my old job, and they came up and talked to me at my booth. One of them took a picture with me, and they got to see my drawings, like my really detailed drawings in person, because usually they just see them online and they tell people about my work. It's funny, every time I introduce them to my friend that was at the booth, I'm like, and here's another supervisor from my job. Another good thing that was good about this time at Comic-Con is I was not sick. The last time I went to Comic-Con in 2017, I was really sick. There's a separate story time for that. It's an endometriosis story time, so I can definitely do that on my second channel. It was not fun when I started to get sick. I felt very miserable. But yeah, people really seem to enjoy more of the Sonic and the Hey Arnold prints and Toy Story. A lot of people took business cards, which is great. I had my friend Pete make my business cards, and he made a boatload of stickers, and he made these other stickers that say I draw upside down. I have them somewhere, but I really hope that I get some more custom drawings from people that took business cards. I actually make most of my art income. Okay, my cat is trying to break into my room. She is having a crisis. 1 minute. Most of my income as an artist actually comes from doing custom drawings. I don't really make that much money off of prints anyways. I make money off of the drawings that I have to book for, you know, 2, 3, 4 months. That's where I make the majority of my art money. So since commissions take me a few months to complete, that is where, okay, can you quit touching stuff? Cat, quit touching stuff. Sugar, go sit down. So commissions actually take a few months to complete, but I use these projects to make videos, use those as multi-purpose. Those are like multi-purpose things. You guys are just the most disruptive cats I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing? My cats are totally unhinged. I'm sorry. I got to meet a lot of people there. There was this couple with two little girls. They came to my table and one of the girls was dressed as Wonder Woman. So she's like, "Daddy, can I take a picture with her? I want to take a picture with her." And she was pointing at me. So I got from behind the table, I walked all the way around and I took a picture with her. I felt kind of honored. And then there was another girl that was a couple of tables away from me running a booth. She was in a Xena warrior costume at the end of Saturday. She asked for a picture with me, and if I can get a hold of her, I will put it in here somewhere. Another little girl came with her mom and she asked if my shield came off. So I took off the shield and showed her. Yeah, I showed her how I do that because I altered the shield that I bought. I actually put a belt on it. So I unbuckled the belt and I showed her that the shield comes off. I really wanted to wear my Diana headpiece, but it kept sliding down my forehead and I was getting sweaty, so I ended up taking it off. It was actually driving me kind of crazy. I have a lot of hair and I assumed that that would accommodate, you know, holding this Diana tiara up, but I had to keep adjusting it and then it was just annoying me, so I just went without. That's the longest period I have done a workout routine, was 7 or 8 months. I've never been that regular with exercise ever. Consistency really pays off, and lifting weights helps tremendously with back pain, along with the obvious benefit of improving your strength. Stop touching the cord. Leave it alone. The only thing is I really wish I would have had the resources for someone to run my table and somebody who knows how to take payments, so that way I could walk around, because I didn't get to walk around at Comic-Con at all. I got to leave my booth and take pictures with people, but people kept coming to my table asking me questions, and my friend who was there, she didn't know that much about my work, so I had to be the one answering all of the questions, so I had to stay there. I had to stay there and socialize. I really just wanted to see everything, but it just wasn't possible with the number of people that came up to my table asking questions, so that is what I prioritized. That is something to add to the checklist next time. Yeah, it did make me a little sad that I didn't get to walk around. I really wanted to do that. I wanted to see all the stuff and everyone's costumes, and I wanted to see all the booths and all the artwork that other people had. I wanted to go to the Batmobile because they had that on display. I didn't get to see that in person. All in all, Comic-Con was great. I feel like since my work doesn't really fit in with what I've seen in art museums and galleries, that this convention is the ideal event to display my work. It has the ideal audience, people already like pop culture, and there's so many different areas of that. You can't really fail. All you have to do is show up and show your work and network with people. That being said, I still have a lot of prints available. Get out of there! I would really like for those drawings to go to good homes, even though I am partially attached to them. I'm trying to save money at least for the Tucson Comic-Con in September again this year. Get out of there! Oh my gosh. Get out of there! I am happy that my art career is going better than before. This has been many, many years of work and tears, but mostly tears. It's not just practicing and improving drawing, it's also marketing my work, networking with people, reaching out for collabs, which is hard because you have to find even the right people to collaborate with. That is still a challenge for me. I've tried collabs before with some people, with like well-known artists, and they either didn't respond to me, or they said they were not interested, or they just said they were really busy. And that was one reason why I stopped reaching out to people for a collab. Look at me branching out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Comic-Con was a ton of work, but I'm really glad that I still signed up for it, even though it was about 7 to 8 weeks ahead of time. I didn't have that much time to really prep for it. And see my website if you're interested in having a custom portrait done. I try to upload 2 times a month on this channel and 2 times a month on my second channel, Jasmine Baker 2. If you want to head over there, I will leave a link in the description. I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.